the unseen force that shapes your life. Take a deep breath, not just into your lungs, but into your entire being. Feel the movement of air, the silent rhythm of existence flowing in and out of you. Most people breathe without awareness, and because of this, they miss the doorway to something deeper. There is a secret that ancient sages and the Buddha himself taught, a truth hidden in plain sight. Your energy, your aura, is the silent architect of your life. It is the invisible thread weaving through your choices, shaping your relationships, and determining whether you live in harmony or in turmoil. Welcome to Buddha Story. Today, I invite you on a journey to explore a dimension of life that most overlook, yet one that determines everything. We live in an age of endless demands. More work, more responsibilities, more noise, more pretending. Yet beneath all this striving, people sense an emptiness. They wonder why they feel exhausted even when they achieve. Why peace slips through their fingers. Why happiness never stays. The reason is not lack of effort or lack of talent. It is because their energy has been scattered, absorbed, or drained by forces they do not see. Aura is not fantasy. Aura is your inner climate, the atmosphere you carry into every room. Others feel it before you speak. The universe responds to it before you act. In the Buddhist path, the aura is not separate from the mind. What you think, you become. When your thoughts are heavy with fear or anger, your presence becomes heavy. When your heart is filled with compassion and clarity, your very being becomes a refuge for others. This is why stories of the Buddha and his disciples still resonate. They are not just old tales, they are demonstrations of how pure energy transforms life. There was once a man filled with rage who approached the Buddha with harsh words. He poured insult after insult, hoping to provoke, yet the Buddha stood calm, unshaken. The man grew tired, confused. Then the Buddha asked gently, "If someone offers a gift and the gift is not accepted, who keeps it?" The man admitted, "It remains with the giver." The Buddha replied, "In the same way, I do not accept your anger. It remains with you." This simple response is more than wisdom. It is mastery of energy. The Buddha's aura was like a clear mirror, reflecting without absorbing, radiating without being stained. Another story tells of a violent outlaw named Marana, who chased the Buddha with the intent to harm. No matter how fast he ran, he could not catch him. Frustrated, he cried out, "Stop!" The Buddha turned and said, "I have already stopped. It is you who have not stopped." In that instant, the outlaw realized the storm he carried within, while the Buddha had ended his own storms long ago. The energy of stillness disarmed violence, and that man transformed his life forever. Energy is real. You feel it when someone enters a room and the atmosphere lifts, or when another enters and everything becomes tense. That is aura at work. You too transmit this every day. Your thoughts are not private. They radiate outward as subtle vibrations, shaping how others respond to you. If your aura is clouded with doubt, resentment, or exhaustion, you attract more of the same. If it is filled with clarity and kindness, life aligns with opportunities and peace. This is why the Buddha emphasized solitude, mindfulness, and compassion. They are not abstract practices, they are ways to cleanse the aura. Imagine you shower daily to keep the body clean. You brush your teeth, wash your clothes, sweep your home. Yet, when was the last time you washed your energy? Without cleansing, the dust of anxiety, rejection, and fear layers upon your spirit until you can no longer see clearly. Many call this bad luck, but often it is simply a dirty aura. One of the Buddha's disciples, Kassapa, once experienced a teaching beyond words. The Buddha held up a single lotus flower in silence. None understood except Kassapa, who smiled. That silent smile became the seed of Zen tradition. Energy spoke where language failed. The purity of aura communicated truth directly from heart to heart. That is the power of presence. You may not be a sage or monk, but your life is shaped in the same way. If you do not protect your energy, the chaos of others will seep into you. If you do not nurture your aura, you will always feel that your effort outweighs your results. It is not because you are not worthy. It is because your energy has not been guarded as sacred. And sacred it is. No matter what heartbreak you have faced, no matter what failures, there is a light within you that the world cannot extinguish. But that light needs protection. So let this be your wake-up call. Stop scattering your spirit across meaningless battles. Stop giving your peace to those who thrive on conflict. Begin to see your aura as the temple of your life. Tend to it with silence, with compassion, with mindfulness. For when your energy is clean, your path becomes clear. When your aura shines, even darkness cannot hold you. If this message touches you, remember to subscribe to Buddha Story. Your support gives strength to continue sharing these timeless teachings and to bring more wisdom into the modern world. Before we move on, I want to ask you a question for reflection. Imagine two people. Person A spends their life chasing achievements but neglects their inner peace. Person B has less in material terms, but protects their energy and radiates compassion. Who do you believe lives a more fulfilled life? Comment with A or B below and share why you choose your answer. Your reflection may inspire someone else who is listening right now. 4 practices to cleanse and protect your energy. There comes a moment in every life when a person feels the undeniable weight of what they carry. It may not be visible to the eye, but it is felt in the spirit, in the heaviness of breath, in the fatigue that lingers even after sleep. What we carry are not only our own burdens, but also the attachments, memories, and energies of others that cling to us. To walk the path of clarity, one must learn to cleanse and protect the aura. And this is done through 4 timeless practices that have been echoed in both ancient Buddhist teachings and the lived experience of those who have walked before us. The first practice is solitude. Solitude is not isolation, but a sacred returning to the self. When the great sage, known as Siddhartha, sat beneath the Bodhi tree, he was alone, yet never lonely. He was not escaping the world, but facing it from within. In the silence of solitude, one discovers the difference between what is truly their own and what has been borrowed from others. Many people live their entire lives reacting to the noise of others, absorbing their doubts and fears, until they no longer know their own voice. Solitude strips this away. Imagine a lake stirred by constant wind. Its surface is restless, unable to reflect the sky. But when the wind stills, the water becomes clear, reflecting the heavens perfectly. This is what happens in solitude. Your spirit becomes still, your reflection returns, and you meet yourself again. Even in small doses, solitude is the medicine that renews the aura. The second practice is letting go. Human beings cling. We cling to relationships that no longer nourish us, to jobs that numb us, to identities that have expired. The Buddha once told a story of a traveler who carried a raft across his shoulders long after crossing the river. The raft had served its purpose, but the man refused to release it. This is how many live, dragging what no longer serves them. Letting go is not loss, it is freedom. There was a man named Surya who lost his business and clung to the shame for years. He believed that without his success, he was nothing. Yet when he finally released that identity, he discovered a deeper joy in teaching children, something his heart had longed for, but his pride had denied. His aura, once heavy, became light, and people around him felt uplifted in his presence. Letting go does not mean we forget. It means we release the chains that tie us to the past so that we can step into the present with open hands. The third practice is protecting your energy. Without boundaries, your spirit becomes a marketplace where anyone may enter and trade their chaos. Protecting energy means knowing that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. In the Buddhist texts, there is a lesson about wise friendship. The Buddha emphasized that those we associate with will shape our destiny. If we sit with the bitter, bitterness becomes our language. If we sit with the compassionate, compassion becomes our nature. Protecting energy is therefore not selfishness, it is wisdom. Imagine your aura as a lamp. If you let anyone touch its flame, some may nurture it, but others may try to extinguish it. To protect your lamp, you must place it in a lantern that shields it from the winds. This lantern is your boundary. It is the ability to say no without guilt, to walk away from gossip without apology, to choose environments that nourish rather than drain. There was once a woman named Alara who constantly gave her time to friends who only took and never gave. She believed this was kindness. Yet over time, she grew ill from exhaustion. When she learned to protect her energy, limiting the access of those who drained her, she discovered that her true kindness could flourish with those who valued it. Her life transformed, not because she stopped loving, but because she learned to love with wisdom. The fourth practice is gratitude and mindfulness. Gratitude is not simply a pleasant emotion, it is a force that changes the frequency of your aura. When you focus on what you lack, your energy contracts. When you focus on what you have, your energy expands. There was a monk named Rahan who lived with almost nothing. He had a robe, a bowl, and a mat. Yet when asked if he was poor, he smiled and said, "I have the sun to warm me, the moon to light me, the air to breathe, and the Dharma to guide me. I am rich beyond measure." His aura was so peaceful that people felt joy simply by sitting near him. Gratitude cleanses the dust of resentment and fear. It is the daily polishing of the heart that allows the aura to shine. Alongside gratitude is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of dwelling in the present. When you live in the past, you drag sorrow. When you live in the future, you drag fear. Only in the present is there peace. A famous Zen story tells of a man pursued by wild animals. He clung to a vine over a cliff. Above him, the beasts waited. Below him, more dangers. Then he noticed a wild berry growing near. He plucked it and tasted it, and in that moment, he smiled. That smile was mindfulness, the ability to be fully alive even amidst uncertainty. To be mindful is to guard the aura from the illusions of time and to keep it clear in the only moment that ever exists, now. These four practices, solitude, letting go, protecting energy, and cultivating gratitude with mindfulness, are not distant ideals. They are practical steps that any person can take each day. They are the tools by which the aura is cleansed and protected. Without them, one lives reactive, scattered, and burdened. With them, one lives radiant, grounded, and free. Remember that your energy is not just your own. It is a gift you offer to the world. When it is clouded, others feel your weight. When it is clear, others feel your light. To cleanse your aura is to honor not only yourself, but all beings you encounter. It is to carry peace in a world hungry for peace. It is to walk as a flame that cannot be extinguished, a mirror that cannot be clouded, a presence that uplifts without words. In the end, your aura is your true wealth. It is what remains when achievements fade, when possessions are gone, when time strips away the roles you play. Protect it, cleanse it, and nurture it daily. For in the purity of your energy lies the quality of your life, and in the radiance of your aura lies the gift you give to the world.